Leaders at one McNairy County church face jail time tonight. That's because they refused to back down before accusations of trademark infringement. ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Mallory Cooke was at the Guy's church today and joins us live with the details. Mallory?
Brad, despite a federal judge's ruling, a creation of the Seventh-day Adventist Church and Guys won't change their name because they say it violates their right to freedom of speech and religion. The name is a mouthful, a creation of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
This is the name that the Lord has given us, that no other name we can take can be appropriate.
It's also a name entrenched in controversy. The International Seventh-day Adventist Organization wants the church and Guys to change its name.
When we started out 20 years ago, we expected this would happen to us.
But the church refuses to do it.
Our religion requires us to use this name.
The church and Guys broke away from the international organization back in 1991.
For about 20 years, they've known who we are, why we're separate, what we're doing. We've never been confused with them, and we've always been very forthcoming.
Next Tuesday, members say federal marshals will destroy anything with the church's name on it that links them to the mother church. In addition to taking down the sign outside, church leaders worry the federal marshals could destroy anything inside this building. Because the church opposes the judge's order to change the name, members could go to federal prison.
A jail term, while it's unpleasant, while, they're stripping us of our livelihood, our jobs, our freedom, they can't strip us of our faith.
Members vow to stand their ground.
This is our faith. And if there are consequences for that, that's up to our God.
We spoke with the attorney representing the International Church on the phone. He says his client and the court aren't asking members to alter their religious practices, only to not use the words Seventh-day Adventist in the name of the church because that infringes on their trademark. Mallory Cooke, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
A long-standing feud between one McNairy County church and the worldwide Seventh-day Adventist reached a breaking point today.
Protesters could only watch as crews dismantled signs linking a creation Seventh-day Adventist Church to the Seventh-day Adventist denomination. ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Mallory Cooke joins us now live with this story. Mallory?
Brad Kelly, the worldwide Seventh-day Adventist organization claims the church and Guys violated their trademark, and the judge agreed. So today, their signs came down. Protesters watch as one by one pieces of sign fall off a creation Seventh-day Adventist church.
They're coming out here to take our church apart, basically. Strip us of our faith, strip us of our name, strip us of our identity.
A federal judge says the church and Guys violated the trademark of the worldwide Seventh-day Adventist, which allowed workers to tear down anything linking them to the international organization.
We're here carrying out the injunction order, taking down some signage materials that's violative of the order.
The church and Guys refuses to change its name.
That name is a name God gave us, and it's a name he wants us to use, so we can't take another name.
Jody Mueller flew all the way from California. She says a creation Seventh-day Adventist represents more than just a name.
It's our banner. It's our banner that we were told to hold until Jesus comes back.
In addition to taking down the sign outside, lawyers also plan to confiscate business cards, signs, and books, all because they have the name Seventh-day Adventist on them. Members plan to stand their ground.
We're going to continue preaching as we can, wherever we can.
But admit for now, the future of the church looks cloudy.
We'll have to pray, take it to God, and see what he instructs us to do.
One church member says he will not comply with the court's request for information, which means he could face jail time, a consequence he says he's willing to take. Mallory Cooke, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Our top story tonight, a McNairy County church admits to defying a federal court order and says members would rather go to prison than comply.
We first brought you the story about the church and Guys last month when it was ordered to remove its sign because it violated the copyright of the International Seventh-day Adventist Church.
But now the signs are back up. ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Mallory Cooke has been following this story. She joins us now live with the latest. Mallory?
A federal judge ordered the Creation, Seventh-day Adventist Church and Guys to take down their signs for violating the trademark of the International Church. They refused, so the workers did it for them, but now those signs are back up. Signs at the Creation, Seventh-day Adventist Church and Guys are up and visible.
We took a bucket of paint, we got a ladder, and we restored our sign.
A federal court order allowed workers to rip down the signs last month after the International Seventh-day Adventist organization says the church and Guys violated their trademark.
This is the conviction for us. This is the name that God gave us to use.
Despite a problem with heights, Luke and Chantier spent 5 hours repainting the signs Monday.
Whenever I got up there to do the signs, actually it was a great blessing. It seemed to be completely suspended. I was able to go up there as if I'd been painting for years on ladders.
And if the court removes the signs for a second time, members say they'll get right back out here and put them up once again. Members originally sported the name A Creation, Seventh-day Adventist Church to separate themselves from the International Church. But the new signs dropped the A and the and.
Since I haven't done anything, we decided to go with the original name that we were given.
Chantier believes he could be held in contempt of court.
Our faith is such that we would rather lose our lives than compromise our obedience to God on the smallest or the largest points.
The attorney for the International Seventh-day Adventist Church learned about the newly painted signs from us just today. Attorneys say they are looking into their legal options in due course via the court system. Mallory Cooke, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
We begin tonight with a West Tennessee church's trouble with the law.
A leader of a Creation Seventh-day Adventist Church and Guys stood before a federal judge today and admitted to violating court orders to take down controversial signs that bear the church's name.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Mallory Cooke joins us live with the story. Mallory?
Brad, Kelly, an attorney says the pastor and assistant pastor could both face fines or even prison time.
Luke and Chantier, the assistant pastor of this church and Guys, stood before a federal judge Tuesday and admitted to violating court orders.
This is our conviction, and if I deny that I've done what I've done, it's really no different than just changing the name.
Workers ripped down signs at the Creation Seventh-day Adventist Church in February after a judge ordered it. The court ruled in favor of the International Seventh-day Adventist organization and says the Guys Church violated that group's trademark. In March, the church and Guys put the signs back up despite court orders. Chantier claims it's because God told him to.
I have no option except for to continue doing what my religion dictates.
Attorneys believe both Chantier and the church's pastor, Walter McGill, could face fines or time in prison for refusing to answer questions and deliberately disobeying court orders.
Which a court can put you in jail and essentially give you the keys to the jailhouse in your pocket.
Attorneys representing the International Seventh-day Adventist organization refused to talk on camera today about the proceedings, but did say off camera that now the case is in the hands of the court. Chantier admits he can't pay a fine, so if the courts decide to imprison him for contempt of court, he's ready.
If he decides that it's not in the gospel's best interest that I should be preserved, then my life is of little consequence.
Attorneys say it could take days, weeks, or even months for the courts to issue sanctions for the church members who disobeyed these court orders. Mallory Cooke, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
The Creation Seventh-day Adventist Church in Guys got an unwelcome Easter surprise this weekend, a court order to cease using the Seventh-day Adventist in their name or face prison time.
It's a battle the church has fought for 2 years. It's even reached the U.S. Supreme Court with the same decision each time. The West Tennessee Church is violating the larger church's trademark. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Empriss Campbell joins us live with the latest. Empriss?
Pastor Walter McGill and Luke Cartier have less than 15 days to comply with a court order and pay $1,000 in fines. If not, the U.S. Marshals will order a warrant for their arrest along with members of their church. But Pastor McGill tells me they will not comply or pay the fine. Pastor Walter McGill of Creation Seventh-day Adventist Church in Guys says he's ready to give up the pulpit for prison.
all because his church has been ordered to quit using Seventh-day Adventist in its name.
We would really like to be able to comply to the court orders because we respect the courts. We respect the law. But in this case, the law is violating our conscience, and we must put conscience before the law.
Creation Seventh-day Adventist has been battling in federal court for years over the trademark name Seventh-day Adventist. The battle has recently came to a halt after the church was told either they had to comply with the court order or church leaders would be sent to prison. Pastor McGill says he's ready, and while incarcerated, he plans to fast.
I don't have the least bit of fear, and my church members have no fear because we have perfect love.
Pastor McGill has been leading the Creation Church since 1991 and had been in Africa during the legal battle until just last month. He says he predicted the ultimatum.
I prophesied it to the church then, and I really expected it way before now. So I've been prepared for it a number of years.
McGill believes the established church are more concerned with money and business than people. Church members say they will not take down the signs with Seventh-day Adventists on them because they're not just words to them. They represent their religion. They expect U.S. Marshals to once again come in and remove the signs.